Hi, good afternoon, everyone. I'm Dr. Snigdha Sharma, Academic Head of Medical Courses from Academically. And today, with us, we have Dr. Disha, who just recently got her banging Diwali result of AMC 1, where she qualified her exam. So, congratulations, Dr. Disha. How are you feeling?
Thank you. Thank you so much, Snigdha. I'm just really grateful for the results and it finally paid off all the work that we did.
Oh, yes. I mean, any exam, a competitive exam, is definitely stressful, and it just makes you wonder how much more effort it needs. But
Yes.
how was AMC different from NEET PG?
Oh, it's actually very different from NEET PG. Like the curriculum is all different. You don't have to mug up all the preclinical subjects, right?
Mm-hmm.
I feel for me personally, the stress was much more there in AMC rather than NEET PG.
Mm-hmm.
Because you have to focus on one thing first. Like, if you want to clear AMC, you can't be like that. I'll also prepare for NEET PG. You can't go both ways. You just have to give your all for one exam. That's what I think, and that's all.
Okay. So, recently NEET PG was held. So, did you appear for
Yeah.
NEET PG as well, or you just prepared for AMC?
I appeared for NEET PG because my family wanted me to. I did not score a good result in that, so I was, a bit disappointed and a bit demotivated in my preparation as well. That oh my God, I can't do this. But so I like prepared for AMC for 2 months. I was working as well, so I took 1 month off and I gave up my all just to study and did all the recalls.
Okay. So let me just say, when did you start? How did you pace up your studies? And like you said, last 1 month you were just studying for AMC, you stopped working and everything. So how did you pace up like starting? When did you start and how many hours and how you increased? Because that's a very common question that almost all the students have.
Yes, so I'll tell you about it. Like my preparation, it was, I think I started focusing more on the preparation in around June, I think, after the NEET exam, because, till NEET happened, it was both ways. Like,
Yeah.
you have to appear for NEET also. So I wasn't preparing, giving my all for AMC 1. So from June, I started preparing, and then I had a very methodical approach to my preparation.
Okay.
Like I put down on a piece of paper, I had all the subjects written down that I needed to focus on, and I watched LMS videos, like videos. That is what I all used for the theory part because I think videos were sufficient.
Okay.
So
So
I
how
watched all the videos first
how did you get to know about academically now that we are talking about academically?
about academically. Actually, it's been really long. I think I joined your platform since November,
Okay.
but at that time I had my internship, so I just kept it there.
Okay. So when did you actually start using our
Yeah, I
element?
actually started watching the in June.
Okay. Okay. So, I
Yeah.
mean, you have a really good preparation. If you started in June, giving the exam in
Hmm.
October and clearing it, I mean, good concepts, the basics.
So I actually had posted it for September 1st. I postponed it, and I think postponing it was the best decision because I definitely was not ready in September.
But
So
now you got the
yeah,
best result. So, no worries about
uh,
postponing it.
yeah,
Okay.
and people are really confused because of the resources, right? So I think videos are sufficient to catch up on your theory. And then I also simultaneously did Blue Book, or like the questions from Blue Book from the same topics. And then I gave the mock which was there on LMS. And that's how I kept track of my studies and what I was doing.
Do you think the mocks that are present on LMS are more than enough, or did you have to buy any other subscription as well?
Okay, so basically, I had Amedex. From what I observed was that in the LMS, the questions were mixed from both Amedex and M plus. But if you want to, get that edge on your preparation, I think it's better to get one question bank at least so that because they have explanations also there, right? And for the ethics part and psych. I think those explanations are much better. So it's better if you have one question back at the side.
Okay, okay. So you did an overall. So how many questions per day were you practicing?
A lot. I
And
don't
that's really the
remember.
thing. But what is a lot? That's a common question that we get.
You see, like I solved all the questions from the LMS and then
Wow.
on Amadex. And then I won't suggest anybody that they should do this, but for the last month, I actually started doing N plus X as well. I had a PDF. I just wanted to be sure, like, but you don't have to go through all of those resources. Just one question bank would be enough because more or less they have similar questions in.
Yeah, everything is based on the recalls that you get from students
Yeah.
somewhere. So
So I think I was solving around 150 to 200 MCQs per day during the last month.
okay,
That's all
that
when
makes
you're
sense.
really stressed. Yeah.
And what? How did you manage to get some recalls? And how was your the last month? Has said recalls are very important. So how did you go through that?
Yeah. So basically, recalls are a bit tricky, right? And it's one of those exams that you can't do alone. Like you have to have a steady group and a few trusted study partners. From those, from them you can get recalls, and it's very
Mm,
important. And when it's your turn, you have to share also because I believe in karma. Like you can't just take. You also have to give.
and you did
So
share.
about the recalls, what I did was I saw last 3 months recalls, and I in a notebook I wrote down a few important topics that I felt were repeating a lot. And in that, you can just type the title in Google and write RACGP in front of it, and then we'll get all the Australian guidelines. And you just have to skim through them, like see the clinical features, investigations, and treatment. Focus on the important parts. And that's how I think you should go
Okay.
with recalls because they can twist the question around in any way, right?
True, true, true. So, but you did limit your study material. You didn't just use all the textbooks from MBBS, right?
No, no, I didn't open any textbook at all. I just used videos
Good.
for my theory part and then the explanation from MCQs. That is all because, again, this exam, it has like a very limited important topic, set of important topics that you have to focus on, and you
Yes.
can't just study everything. You'll you'll end up forgetting everything if you try to study everything.
I think that's a major difference between NEET PG and AMC exam. That NEET
Yes,
PG somewhere expects you to know anything and everything, whereas AMC is focusing on limited number of topics.
yes, and in those topic also you just have to focus on the treatment and an investigation part. Like if you're in a clinical setting, what would you do?
Yeah. Yes. So that's a very big difference between NEET PG and AMC exam, I would say.
Yes.
Yeah. So on a lighter note, because you went through recorded sessions and then go through the live sessions, which faculty is your favorite faculty?
That's a very tricky, like, did I say this? Oh, okay. So what happened was, at first, I was like a major fan of Dr. Zehra. I don't know if she's there
Okay.
with you anymore, but the way she taught us, it was amazing. It was like such a light-hearted session, is what I felt. Even though I was watching the recorded sessions, it felt like she was directly talking to me. And then Dr. Swapnil, Dr. Udara, they were also very good. I ended up watching a few videos twice because, yeah, if you can't be ashamed that you have to watch something twice, right?
You can't
If
be.
you,
That is like you. Everyone has a different pace of studying and retaining
yes,
things. So
and it's better
sometimes
to retain as much as possible from
agreed,
the
and
limited resources you're studying. So,
some topics are easier for someone, and some subjects are easier for
hmm,
someone. So your retainability differs depending on your choice of subject.
yes. Personally, I found psych and ethics very interesting. A lot of people struggle with it. So for them, I would just say that focus on the question banks, like try to do more questions from those
For
subjects that you're
psychology.
struggling with.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a good one. And for the latest guidelines, did you go to the websites or did you use the guidebooks?
So I went through the websites. Again,
That
for the screening part, you have to focus on what is there on the website because in our exam, what happened was they had made some changes in, I think, colon cancer guidelines in June 2024.
okay.
So what we were studying were the previous guidelines. So now you
Mm.
have to be updated with the new ones, right? Because they're going to ask for the new ones.
So it's always best like 1 month before you're giving exam. Every time you come across a guideline, just cross check if there's any new update.
Yeah, because guidelines, they are meant to be studied from their resources. So just focus on what they have put out on the internet. So someone gave me this advice whose exam was in September. What she said
Mm.
was that just don't focus on the recall and the right answer. Focus on the options as well. Like whatever
Mm.
option is
ठीक है
there, read up on that also because they can ask you
ओके
that in
मैम
the next
ठीक
exam.
है कोई बात
Totally.
नहीं
I totally agree with that. I did that personally for NEET PG as well. And
Oh,
so uh,
हम्म
did my post graduation way
थैंक
back.
यू
okay.
So
थैंक यू
But
मैम
you look really young, so
थैंक
I
यू
thought you were similar.
I've already done my MD. So not the point is I really believe in the back studying because somewhere
Yes,
you're just not like you find all the loopholes around a topic that can be asked. Because while those explanations are given, every loophole is explained that you can get stuck on.
exactly.
So I really love that part of that way of reading. That's how I cleared my NEET PG. That's what I know.
That's very nice.
So I totally agree. Whosoever gave you that advice, that really worked for you.
Yeah, and even she passed her exam, so I'm very happy for her
So
as well.
congratulations to her as well.
Yes, like we had a lot of study partners, and most of them ended up passing. So it's like I'm not happy for myself. I'm also happy for everyone else because I wanted them to clear as well.
Okay, that's a great news, Dr. Disha. Thank you for taking out time and
Mm.
congratulations to the whole group for clearing this exam and for everyone. एक बड़ी पटाखे वाली दिवाली happened.
Yeah,
So that's a good one for everyone. Thank you for taking out time and doing this interview with Academically. Thank you so much, Dr. Disha. And congratulations once again.
thank you.